The pharmacy is now open.
Hello everybody, and welcome to VGRx. Your expert panel of pharmacists is in, and we are here to prescribe you your weekly dose of video game news and insight.
Oh, that was good. I like that.
I'm your host today. My name's Brittin, and joining me are Zach.
Hey guys.
What's up, man? How are you today?
Pretty good.
Cool. Over on the couch, we've got Dan.
I'm holding expensive equipment that I don't own. That's great.
Careful with that, will you?
Yeah.
And next name is Scotty.
Hi, I like Nintendo and other consoles.
It's a good day to like Nintendo.
It is a
don't you
great
think?
day. I know. Did you like that segue?
Yeah,
that was
thank
just
you
for
for
you.
that.
That was just for you.
I'm excited.
I know.
We had some big Nintendo news today.
Yes. I'm
But-
surprised you're not wearing a Nintendo shirt right now.
This is just as good, don't you think?
No.
The Lion King.
How old
No.
is that shirt? Like 95?
My wife just got it for me.
Wow.
It's brand new. Just came in the mail.
My
the other
wife
day.
just got it for
We're
me.
Disney fans. What can I say?
That's fair.
I've got 3 little girls.
Who
Come
doesn't
on.
like Disney? Okay, anyway.
Before we get into the meat of the direct,
Okay.
Should we talk a little bit about the drama and all of the
Oh,
internet
man.
fun that has surrounded
Yes,
the
we
direct?
should.
I mean, we could do the whole show on it almost,
How
because
it-
it's been quite an ordeal over the last 48 hours
Look,
leading up
I
to this.
saw-
It's been glorious.
It's been so much fun.
I couldn't remember what I was doing, but I just checked my phone randomly, and all I see is 76 text messages from YouTube going back and forth about this. And I kind of glanced over it. I was just like, "Oh my god!"
How were you not on pins and needles watching this all play out? It was so
Because
much fun.
I didn't care that much if it came out today
and
or
you
not.
call yourself a Nintendo fan.
I'm sorry, my bad.
It was
I'm
fun to watch
disgusting.
play out.
It was.
So
So
it came out, and that's I like. By the way, real quick,
Okay.
I like this format of them doing this this
you?
direct mini, where instead of someone just being there, they're like, "Hey, there's this, and this, 15 minutes long, straight just meat."
Wouldn't you rather have 45 minutes of just straight meat?
You want to know what I wish I could have 45 minutes of?
Tell me.
Please understand.
Oh,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I really, really miss those days. I mean
miss, I miss the puppets and the
Context?
weird, funny. So Satoru Iwata was the one who started the directs.
He was the previous president.
Yeah,
of,
he was
or Nintendo Japan.
the late president of Nintendo. Passed away almost 3 years ago now.
Is it?
This will be 3 years this year.
It's 2 and some.
Yeah.
2 and some change. He
and
did not get to see the Switch take off
did
in
not.
such an insane way.
The last interview he ever had was apologizing for the Wii U's failure.
Mm-hmm.
And this man came up with directs and it was his way of, instead of having an E3 press conference, they had a shorter version, but it was fun. They really involved everyone at Nintendo when it came down to
They
it.
do. It's not just news. They do skits and
No,
stuff.
yeah, they do a
sometimes.
lot
They make
of
it
just-
really fun and
Yes,
personable.
they do a lot of fun, just crazy stuff, and I miss those. But I'm happy to see that they're still doing the direct.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who did the voice of this one, the announcer, I don't remember his name, but he's been doing it ever since Iwata passed away.
Was it Tezuka?
I think so.
I don't recall who was.
I can't remember
voicing
who it
over
is.
this one.
It's like their PA president or something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly what he does, but he was great. It was a very simple direct, and I really like that. I think that they should continue to do those. Maybe not on a monthly basis, but at least a bi-monthly, if not tri-monthly basis.
Yeah,
I think they-
quarterly.
They hit I want to say 4 to 6 a year usually.
Yeah.
That's been the
And
consistency,
it
and that
depends
hasn't
too
changed.
on the special, because sometimes they'll have a special direct
For a
dedicated to
certain
a single
game.
game or
Yeah.
a single franchise or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That'll be just it'll be 4, 5, 6 minutes long if I recall. Some
Yeah.
of them are
Yep.
get
which
that
is
short.
which is fine. I think
Yeah.
that's great. I think that's how a lot of companies should do it. Because I found out a lot of information just from that one 15-minute video that I have from Sony or
13
Xbox.
different headlines.
Yes, and we have a lot to talk about. So I think.
The drama? Should we talk about the drama?
Oh yeah, sorry.
So the drama,
My bad.
Before we get
really,
lost.
the really short version of this drama is that a couple weeks ago, probably, people were suspecting that there was a direct coming up for a number of reasons.
There was quite a few different reasons that made people believe that. The first one was actually somewhat official. It was from EA.
Right.
They have a game coming up. We'll talk about it in a little bit, called Fe, something
Yeah.
like that. F-E.
Yeah.
Faye.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Dan.
Faye 8? Is that one?
No, Faye.
Oh,
game.
that's the indie
That's
game,
the-
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, and they said something in a press release about that game in particular that it would be revealed at a January Nintendo Direct or Nintendo event or something like that. So that's what kicked off the speculation about a Direct coming.
Mm-hmm. And then in terms of the timing, I mean, it's almost to the day, the same day that they released news about the Switch last year.
Right. On top of that, there's almost always an early January Direct to get the year rolling, give us an idea what we're looking at for the first part of the year.
So all of the kind of the big things pointed towards that. And then as it came up to the date, you have various Nintendo accounts tweeting various images and retweeting images. There was an image of Chibi Robo on fire a couple days before.
No, that was the day.
Was that
the
was
day
that
before the
yesterday?
Direct? Yeah,
But there was no concrete anything about it.
There was nothing,
Yeah,
and the funny thing is, we had all this speculation going into it. Not a word from Nintendo. Nintendo will typically announce a Direct within like 48 hours of the Direct actually taking place. Mm-hmm. The day was basically here, and we hadn't heard anything from Nintendo officially about this Direct. We get one cryptic image on their Twitter account of Chibi Robo in flames with his arms up in the air. Nobody has any idea what this means. And the internet is collectively pulling its hair out. I say the internet, I mean the Nintendo Switch subreddit. But it's a big community. And everyone is just like frantically poring over this image, trying to find any symbolism, any clues into it.
I saw a guy light his Chibi Robo amiibo on fire to try and summon the Direct.
It happened.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, there's a video.
Might be a little
you can look it
extreme.
up.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do that.
Hey, those things
yeah.
are surprisingly resilient, by the way. It was in flames for a good 20, 30 seconds, and it wasn't like melting or falling apart.
It was the amiibo was there.
Don't get any
fire,
ideas, though,
clearly.
guys. Don't
yeah,
try this
don't
at
do
all.
that.
Yeah,
They're
don't
worth
touch
like
my wall,
$13,
please.
$14 a piece,
Don't touch my
whatever
wall
they are.
or behind you or behind me.
You got a couple.
It
would take a while to burn
I got a
through all
couple
that.
hundred. I think I counted. There's 130.
That's
That's
amazing.
so many.
Yeah, I'm obsessed,
man.
guys.
I'm not too far behind you.
Let it
Scotty.
be known
Yeah.
that I have a box collection of almost
You know,
every
they would-
single
they would-
special amiibo
That's amazing.
and the Super Smash
I
Brothers
used to.
series.
They would burn easier in the boxes.
I need
Just
you to
a
stop
thought.
talking to me. I need you to
Sorry.
actually leave.
Sorry.
We're just gonna undo your intro and just take you out of the podcast.
I more than most people probably appreciate your collection, Scotty. It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
But you've also ripped yours open, so you disgust me as a human being.
So, moving on. So then, this morning, with absolutely no announcement, no fanfare, nothing, Nintendo just drops the
6 a.m., right?
drops the Direct
6 a.m.
at
for our time, which-
6 a.m.
Okay.
Pacific.
Which is a little earlier than they normally
Well,
do
and
it.
NOA is located in the Pacific time zone. They're in Redmond, Washington. So it's an odd time. Usually
it's
they hit it like
9 to 3. Like it's during working
It's
hours.
almost like they just wanted people to check this out at their leisure when they woke up, when they got off work, something like
Right.
that. Like they were
Did you scream?
throwing attention away from this Direct. I don't know why they would. There was some good stuff in
Did
it.
you scream like you said you were?
No. Did
okay.
I say I was going? Oh,
You said if they
right.
announced something, you would scream.
They didn't
and
announce
I didn't
it, though.
hear you
They
scream.
just dropped it on us.
Okay.
I had to be deadly silent so I could hear everything they had to say.
Okay.
Just absorb it all.
You did it while you're working.
So yeah, it dropped this morning, 6 a.m. It was a mini Direct, like we mentioned.
15 minutes long.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
typically a Direct is
And-
like 45 minutes, and they're pretty packed with news. But when they do a mini Direct like this, it's just like...
boom, boom, boom,
It's
boom,
the same
boom.
amount
Yeah.
of stuff with slightly
Quick
less
fire.
detail, essentially.
Yep.
Sure.
So we had 13 headlines in those 15
I
minutes.
mean, like, what else do you need, though?
Well, I mean, the
Nothing, really.
last
Yeah.
Direct I remember, they went pretty in depth into some of the Xenoblade.
There was a
functions.
Xenoblade
Or
specific
it was a
Direct.
Xenoblade,
Right,
yeah.
that was a little further back, I guess.
And that was kind of overkill, to be honest. Like
it
the,
was.
the
but I mean, they
detailed
spent
tutorials of the game in the
15
Direct.
minutes talking about the mechanics of the game.
They wanted to
Right.
get people hyped.
Yeah.
Because, and I see why, because Xenoblade 1 didn't sell that well. Statistically speaking,
Yeah.
considering some of their other properties.
That's
even-
because grandmas and kids had the Wii, right?
Yeah.
So
No
they're
one
not
would know.
looking for a deep, meaty RPG
Exactly.
like that, probably.
Which, by the way, still one of the best games of all time. I finished it. Fantastic. Go play it. It's on the 3DS. It's great.
one of these days.
But I think they just wanted to really get the word out about 2. And I think they did a good job. And I think I haven't looked at the stats, but I think it sold decently well.
Yeah.
You love it still.
That's
And
fantastic.
you finish it, and you're still playing
Yeah.
it.
As much
120
as I'd
plus
love
hours.
to talk more about Xenoblade...
People are like, shut up and tell us what they talked about in the direct.
Yeah.
They didn't
okay.
talk about Xenoblade in this direct.
Yeah.
So let's get to
Rip.
that.
Dan, you want to roll us through
Yeah.
First topic. Let's go.
First topic, The World Ends With You remixed on the Nintendo Switch.
Skip. Oh, I'm joking.
No. People are going to be passionate about this. There's no doubt about it.
Do you want to know what my first thought when I first saw this game? When they say it came out 10 years ago?
That's probably about right.
I thought of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
It literally, the main character...
It's funny you say that because our occasional guest, Brooks,
Loves.
is a... Like, Kingdom Hearts is his thing. He texted me this morning while I was at work, and he said, The World Ends With You is coming to the Switch. I am buying the Switch.
This is what makes me pull the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah, which is... it speaks strongly to the game. I don't know anything about it.
I also think the characters were in... Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some crossover action?
Yeah, there was actually crossover between the games.
So it came out on DS. You're probably right, about 10 years ago.
10 years
It's
ago?
a Square
That's what they
Enix-developed JRPG.
Mm-hmm.
I think it takes
Oh,
place
is it?
in... Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think it takes
I guess
place
that
in,
makes
like,
sense why it's crossed over.
modern-day Tokyo.
Okay.
And the main character is a headphone-wearing, hip-looking guy. And I don't know much about it beyond that either. I did play about maybe half an hour of it back in the day. Mm-hmm. I remember it has a very unique combat system. It used both screens for one.
Don't worry about
and
it.
I want to say there was some sort of like rhythm element to the combat.
Okay.
But I know it has a very, very fanatical following. People love the people that love this game really love this game.
In regards to the controls, they did mention specifically that the touchscreen controls are coming back, so that must be part of the drop.
Right.
Whatever that is. So we'll have to. One of us is going to have to look into this to.
We will.
Bring forward
somebody will take on the
better
team and play
than
this
just.
game.
This is probably what it's about.
Yeah.
We can have Brooks play it, and then he'll come in.
Oh yeah. Next time we have Brooks on, we can have him talk about it.
He can fill us in.
Mm-hmm.
Although he told me he only played about half an hour of it too, but he's very interested. Yeah. So by the end of this year, we'll have more to say. Hopefully. What else you got?
So then the next one was a new battle Pokemon and Pokken Tournament. So this one's a fun one. Aegislash and Blastoise are both coming to the Switch version of Pokken.
Mm-hmm. It's a battle. They call it a battle pack. It's DLC.
Yeah.
Paid DLC.
Yes. There's like 2 packs you can get, or one like mega pack. Wave 1 and Wave 2. I remember they called it. Because they also come with some new support Pokemon pairs.
Okay. I think it's about $15 for both packs. Yeah. They're probably $7.50 each.
Yeah.
You're a Pokemon guy. What do you think of these choices as fighters?
I mean, I think they both kind of make sense. Aegislash in particular, and this one, I'm going to have to give Brittin some credit here. He predicted that months and months ago.
It just makes sense.
It does.
It's a fighting game. This is a sentient sword and shield. It just makes sense as a fighter.
A sentient sword and shield.
Exactly.
Blastoise, I think, makes sense. Particularly because it's not going to just... I would imagine it's not just going to be a clone of something else.
I would hope
or Venusaur, sorry.
There's not a ton of fighters. I bet they're all fairly unique. I haven't played much of this game, to be honest with you.
It's a fun
I played
game.
the demo.
I bought the game, and then I sold it not too far after that.
So you loved it? Game of the year, 2017?
Stop.
It was clearly not.
It was fun, but I'm not a huge fighting game guy anyways.
Yeah. From the demo, it felt very rigid to me. It didn't feel fluid and freeform.
No,
it felt like a really rigid combat system.
There was really no... I don't know. There was really no meat on it, personally.
Okay. It's a fighting game.
What I can say from watching some of my... I have some friends that are very into fighting game scene. Friend of a friend was ranked like top 8 for... like in Washington, if not the country, for some game. I don't know which fighting game it was. It was one of the Tekken or Street Fighter.
That's all there is, really. No.
I don't know exactly what it was, but regardless, so and that guy is representative of that group. A lot of them are very good at fighting games, and they enjoyed Pokken Tournament, but I guess it wasn't nearly as well balanced. There were a few just kind of outright better picks. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much of that was just the losing person being a little bit salty about the choice that the other person made.
Sure.
But yeah, it doesn't have the same level of balance, I guess, that some other fighting games do. So.
It's good to see more content being rolled out for previous Nintendo releases. We always like to see DLC, especially if it's good DLC. I wonder if $750 is a bit steep for a single fighter. I don't know the game well enough to say. I think that's fairly consistent with what we saw from Smash Bros. When they added fighters to that. They were somewhere around $5 to $8. And they each came with their own arena, which I imagine is the same case here. So it's probably what people are willing to spend.
Yeah,
if you're into it. What else?
I'm not into it.
Kirby Star Allies.
Okay.
So we have a new Kirby game coming out.
Yeah.
Are you hyped for Kirby?
A new 2D platformer for the Switch.
Look, Kirby.
It's the first of many that are on the horizon. There's quite a few of these.
Name a Kirby game that's ever been bad. Personally,
define bad. I mean, there's unremarkable ones for sure.
I mean,
lots of
they're
them.
all the same, different skins, but realistically, they're all still really good, and they sell really well. So
they're all very, very easy, which is something I would knock them for.
Yeah,
as somebody
it's a kid game.
It is, and
it's a pink ball that eats things. Brittin, what more do you want?
Was Air Ride like super easy and kid friendly?
No, it was fantastic though. Don't talk about that game
golf
because
game. What's that game called?
I don't care.
There's a Kirby golf
Air
game.
Ride is the best game of all time.
I struck a nerve here.
2018 stamped. Don't ever play another Kirby game except Kirby Air Ride.
Clearly, Scott has some strong feelings about Kirby.
I love Kirby Air Ride.
Look, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to hit a touchy
Don't
subject.
Talk crap about Kirby Air Ride.
I'll be honest. I think my only exposure to Kirby is through Super Smash Brothers. I've never played
a lot of other people.
So this game in particular, it's multiplayer focused. It's a cooperative experience. One of the hooks is that there's always been power-ups in Kirby. You eat an enemy that's like a fire enemy, you get that enemy's powers. In this, there's multiple characters on screen at the same time. They're probably Waddle Dees or something. And you can mix elements and powers together to create different effects. Okay. Like somebody can shoot up a whirlwind, somebody can shoot fire into the whirlwind, and you've got a flaming whirlwind. Stuff like that.
Got it.
Whoa,
kind of like Magicka. Have you guys played Magicka?
Yeah.
Kind of gave me that vibe.
That game is excellent.
You're mixing elements, you're mixing spells together to have different effects. It kind of gives me that
We're going to have to show you Magicka, Scott.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay.
You have...
What console? What is it?
It's a computer. You have 8 elements and 3 or 4 different ways to cast spells. And then it's literally just you figure out how to combine these elements in such a way to create things. This is a game where if you decide to start mashing buttons, it's entirely possible for you to throw all sorts of stuff out and then just turn into a rock and then explode. That's a
awesome.
thing I've actually
What more could you possibly want?
Dude,
honestly?
I don't want anything more. Let's play the game.
Sounds great.
It's great.
What else?
So, we got a date on that, right? Do you guys recall?
Nope. I think
it's not too far out.
I think
want to
spring.
say it was March.
I think it's
I think you're right. I think it's in March.
Yeah.
Spring 2018.
So yeah, that's coming up.
What do we have next?
Zach might hit us with a date on that in a minute as we move on.
The next one is the ultimate version of Hyrule Warriors. So this is something that I'm going to pick this up because I didn't before.
I'm buy it too.
But Dan, you just played Fates last year, which is also a Muso.
Yeah.
And didn't do a whole lot for you, if I remember correctly.
He's also an obsessive fan about the actual show.
Yeah.
Right.
So little things will piss him off.
Fair enough.
I picked that up for the franchise.
Got it.
Because I was interested.
I mean, in this case,
I would
too.
Fate Extella that came out last year is a sequel to a game called Fate Extra, which is getting an anime this year.
Yep.
That just got announced recently, and I'm excited for that.
Comes full
too.
circle. It's funny.
So I did play Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U.
Okay.
And it was Oh, did you get the date?
March 16th.
March 16th.
Thank you.
Okay, it wasn't March. Good job. And it wasn't spring, so technically we're both right.
Mm-hmm.
I played Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U when it first came out, and I was like, I never played a Dynasty Warrior game before, anything like that, and I actually really, really enjoyed just hacking and slashing and just doing a bunch of crazy stuff. I beat the story mode, and there wasn't really too much to go back to. Nothing.
They added some characters later on, is that right?
Yeah, they did come out with a 3DS port of the game and added new characters and stuff like that, but again, it was the same game. But this version, because I'm obsessed with the Switch, I'll probably buy it because it looks a lot of fun, and I want to try the characters in that sweet 720p screen.
Hey, at that size, it's all good.
No,
720 looks fine.
But I'm actually really excited. I saw it and I told myself, I was like, well, I guess I'm buying this game again.
That'd be a good couch game while you're watching something on the TV.
It's just a
probably.
fun
So a
hack
big
and slash.
cool thing that I noticed in
Also
this,
Luna,
or
whatever.
when I've talked to people about Fate Extella, the question is, does it have multiplayer? And I never remember to go check. This game does have local multiplayer, split screen.
Cooperative.
What
Split
about
screen.
not local?
Which is... Yeah,
Is it
I
not
don't know
chaotic
about
enough
that.
on its own?
That would be
Well,
pretty
because
cool, though.
Dynasty Warriors games almost always have a co-op mode.
Okay.
Having
got it.
Link
So-
and Ganon back to back,
Yeah,
fighting
so-
a mob together.
That just makes
That's
no
part of the
canonical
draw
sense
for it.
whatsoever. I like it.
The only times I've ever played Dynasty Warrior games, like proper Dynasty Warrior games, are with a friend at his house, and the two of us will play, and we'll take like different routes through the map, so we're both handling things on the battlefield at the same time.
Yep.
So
That's awesome.
this
Yeah,
has
getting
that.
that too.
So if you're looking for something to play like local co-op, Hyrule Warriors is gonna scratch that itch for you.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it.
Should I pick it up?
Yeah, you should.
Because I completely skipped it last time.
You didn't
around
play it
on the
before.
Wii U.
I think you'll like
Never
it.
played it.
I think you'll like it a lot. The
I,
story's actually
obviously,
pretty
I
good,
like
too.
the characters. I like the world. I like the setting.
The story's pretty good. It has
But you
pretty
hated
decent
Breath
story.
of the Wild, so
Yeah, they
Oh, you
they
make a
added
valid point.
They also added skins from Breath of the Wild, so you probably just shouldn't play it at all.
Yeah,
You should
it's,
actually
it's
just,
tainted.
You should honestly
Never
just
mind.
never play a Zelda game ever again either.
yeah.
You're a piece of garbage, is what I'm trying to say.
Whoa.
What's the next game?
Wait.
Sorry.
I do need to say that I like Breath of the Wild before we move on. I don't want to be just.
I did like
martyred
Breath
here.
of the Wild. I played 200 hours of it, but that game is a piece of garbage.
Yes.
This is
No, it's
this is
fine.
our
I-
localized meme.
I get it.
That's fine.
I completely understand.
Okay.
It's an inside joke that someday people will not get and wonder why I'm such a horrible
We'll just
person.
start talking about like, oh yeah, he hated Breath of the Wild. You know that one guy who made the Metascore go down by 1 point? That was Brittin.
Whoa, claim to fame.
Today
I know.
we're going to talk about the the Xbox One successor. Also, Britain didn't like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's gonna happen.
That's our story.
They're gonna
Okay,
come out with a new console.
I'm throwing this one to Zach because we were watching the Direct this morning, and now Zach isn't really a Nintendo person.
No, I'm not.
But
He's
he
becoming
got
one. We're working on it.
he got
Slowly.
really excited as
So-
soon as this next one came on.
A-
Mario Tennis.
A part of it, a part of like with all these games like Spider-Man, with Ace Combat coming out, with Mario Tennis,
Spider-Man looks really good.
it harkens back to like when I was little. And
It's the nostalgia factor.
yeah, and I
The
absolutely love it.
N64 Mario Tennis.
No, GameCube.
That would be
Shut up! Don't talk.
Mario
to me
Power
anymore.
Tennis,
Yeah.
probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Power Tennis. was
Tell us
good.
about
I
your
liked it a
memories
lot.
with Super Mario Power Tennis.
I don't know. It was just I had fun. Just generally like hours and hours of just playing and
Yeah.
It's kind of funny when
nonchalant, careless joy.
you hate normal sport. Like most people hate normal sports games. I shouldn't say most people.
Yeah, you're really wrong.
a lot
on
of
that, actually.
people. Me personally doesn't
there's
like
a pretty
sports
stark
game.
divide.
Yeah, but then you throw Mario in a sports game, you're like, give it to me
That's
now. I
because
want it.
And there's fireballs and there's mushrooms.
Yeah,
And there's all
exactly.
kinds of cool
It's
stuff.
crazy stuff's going on. It's pretty good.
You know, that's
no, I'm
true.
excited for it
One
too.
of my favorite baseball games was one of those. It was like
Sluggers.
I don't.
Oh yeah.
No, it was
Ooh.
one of those ones.
Is it the kids one for PC?
No.
Oh, I don't remember what it's
It's
called.
one where you
but-
can deliberately hit the ball at the pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
And if you hit it right, it'll like light on fire, and you can like break the pitcher's nose.
So
I
just
think.
destroy the sport.
I don't remember
basically.
the name of it actually, but it was definitely. It was like, what if we had a baseball game where you could do all of the awful things that are technically options in baseball?
Oh, yeah.
Hit people with the bat or
Yeah, no, like literally, like you can charge the pitcher's mound. That there's a button for that if they hit you with the ball.
The only game I can think of is Blitzball, but I know that's basically football. But
this
it's the
was
same concept.
probably
Wait a minute.
What?
15 years
Blitzball
ago
is
now.
the mini game from Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
You're
No.
thinking of like Blitz. I think it's
Oh,
called NFL
Blitz.
Blitz
Yeah,
or something
and
like
that's
that.
it.
Yes, it's that. It's whatever the Major League Baseball version of that
Yeah.
was.
Sorry,
Blitz.
I can't let
Like
these
goofy
things.
You gotta
like,
throw it at
corrected.
me. You're like, shut up. You
No,
don't know
it
what
was-
you're talking
I'm looking
about.
out for you,
I don't
man.
know.
Come
I
on,
don't
son.
remember. Anyway,
Wait. Little more to say about that game.
Yeah.
It looks, or they talked it up as kind of a return to form to some of the older sports games that they made.
It
In
looks
that
like
it has RPG elements, it has a story mode, it
which
has
is-
boss fights, which have been kind of absent from the Mario sports games that have come out over the past, I'd say almost 10 years.
right.
On Game Boy Advance, there was a few sports games in particular. There may have been a tennis one, but the golf one for sure had this whole side story campaign that you play through as you're playing the sport. So it's much more than just like match after match, repetitive
right.
sport game.
for me the campaign mode or whatever it's called was kind of odd, but
You didn't get into that?
No, I mean for the trailer for Mario.
Oh,
Mario
got
Tennis.
it. And you can probably ignore it entirely if you don't want to go through that part of the
I'm
game.
gonna venture into it. But
You know why it excites me? Because I just played Golf Story, and it was exactly that, and it was brilliant. So I'm hoping... And Golf Story was largely inspired by some of these old Nintendo sports
I was gonna say
titles. Did you buy it yet?
I get paid Friday. We'll see.
All right. I'm gonna keep bugging you about it until one of you guys picks it up.
There was a couple
me.
games. There was a couple games I wanted to buy. Ukulele.
Yep.
Because I forgot it came out on the Switch already.
If we have time at the end, I'm playing a couple new games. One is
Okay.
an indie that
We'll
I'd like to talk about.
You love talking
Sweet.
about yourself, don't you?
real quick,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors. It says
I don't think there's a release date.
spring 2018, but
Yeah.
it says March 22nd, 2018 in Japan.
That
Oh.
doesn't mean anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's odd that it's not a
Sometimes they
worldwide
release the same time,
release.
sometimes they don't. It depends on the franchise. It depends on the developers. I don't
true.
know what Nintendo's patterns are.
Normally they'll do like
Lately.
Japan will get like a month early, and then they make the like European and American version like a month later. So,
Although
I'll say April.
Pokemon releases are either the same day or like with 2 or 3 days separated.
They always make it in
so-
September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
November.
These
Basically.
days, with the world as interconnected as it is,
Yeah.
spoilers are a huge problem
Yes.
if it's a story-based game and it's out in one region and not in another.
So it depends on.
There's
how
not really any
popular the
spoilers in
game's gonna
Hyrule.
be.
a bad example, but you know what I'm saying.
The game is already out.
For other games, it might be an issue.
Got it. I still haven't found any spoilers for Xenoblade, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, what's next?
So the next one is Ys 8.
Ooh,
So I don't know anything about Ys, but
I don't either.
given what it looked like, this is a game I'm really considering buying. So Xenoblade, I've been playing, and I haven't played it much in the last month or so. I'm gonna get back into it here pretty soon. The one thing about Xenoblade that I just when I started, I was like, was the combat. Now, obviously, the combat it builds up throughout the game, and it ends up being very satisfying, but it is almost turn-based. We were just talking about this earlier
not.
today.
It's a little deceptive.
It's not actually turn-based, but it's very much like you sit and you wait for your chance to do the thing you want to do. So you use your abilities, or
you say
know,
wait. It reaches a point where there's no waiting in combat.
sure,
where it's
but
just action after
you're
action.
still making decisions with specific
120 hours.
timing.
Yeah, roughly.
With all of that, and
Yep.
early on anyway, it's waiting
For sure.
for that stuff to happen.
Yep, it's true.
And so, in that regard, there are specific places that you're going to want to do these things, and it feels like it doesn't feel as responsive, I guess, because that's just how the combat.
Because
is.
it's not
And
a
it works.
real-time action game.
and it's
And you might think that looking at trailers and stuff
Right.
like that. So it could be a little misleading
right.
what you're getting yourself in for.
So Ys 8 is similarly it's very JRPG.
Anime
I don't know
inspired.
anything about it.
It looks very
I guess it's
anime.
come out on other systems, so I could probably go
Yeah,
with the
There's been
spoilers
7
if I wanted.
others.
And there's been 7 others clearly.
I think
Plus
this
any
game in particular
non-numbered,
came out early 2017 on
Yeah.
the other consoles,
It
or
looks-
at least PlayStation. So it's out.
But the action, the way that it looks like the action goes, is exactly what I was hoping Xenoblades would be, where you have all of you. I mean, I honestly enjoy running at something and pressing A repeatedly to hit it with my sword. Like that's a
Button
thing I really
mashing.
genuinely enjoy.
Whereas
You'll love Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, No,
I pine
do.
for the days of fully turn-based JRPGs. The ones I grew up playing.
You miss them or
yeah,
you don't?
Yeah, Chrono Triggers and Final Fantasy.
Good thing there's
Sixes.
a demo for Project Octopath Traveler on
That's
the
right.
Switch store.
That's right.
So that's coming.
Look.
Everybody's needs are met here.
Let me say words. I was never into the turn-based like Final Fantasy style combat system. I don't know why. I just couldn't get into it. A game that scratched it for me, where I was like, I love playing RPGs now, is Star Ocean Till the End of Time.
And that's another pseudo turn-based
They,
RPG.
yes, they do a very similar thing to Xenoblade Chronicles. It still puts you in like a little bubble. Like you touch an enemy and you get transported to like a battle type system. But it lets you walk around and do things. And I believe Persona does the same thing in later versions. I could be wrong. I've never played Persona. But
I think it's straight turn-based.
Is it? Okay.
I think it is.
Straight turn.
Okay,
At
there
least
were-
5 is.
There was a game I don't remember that exactly does the same thing that Star Ocean does. But I love the kind of out of being locked in a certain position planning style stuff, because when it comes down to it, turn-based RPGs is all RNG. All of it. There's no like building aggro on a certain character that's more built as a tank.
Okay. I disagree.
Dan takes umbrage with your
Wholeheartedly.
No. Let me finish because I'll never. I'll never get a word out. I will never get a word out.
Start
otherwise.
over. I don't think that's what you actually mean. Because turn-based systems are
what
not.
What you're telling me is that if a character, if you are battling a boss and a boss attacks you, you already know the number that it is going to hit you for.
It depends on the game, but yes, that's a thing.
I disagree.
Have you ever played Pokemon?
I need you to stop talking.
Sure, there's
right
RNG
now.
in Pokemon, but it's pretty minimal.
Pretty lack-based in RNG, yes. But I'm talking about Final Fantasy games where you were literally dealing 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 9,999 damage to something at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
I mean, that's good or bad? You don't like that?
I'm saying I don't know.
There's so much to take into consideration. There's front row, back row, there's equipment, there's weapon.
Which changes it. But when it comes to like something like Xenoblade 2, like, and I'm just using this as an example, or Xenoblade 1, you can build a tank character to draw aggro.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. It's the same in like MMORPGs, World of Warcraft. You have a tank who draws aggro. That's their entire purpose. So I don't like not having that in a turn-based where you don't know who this enemy is going to attack at all.
Here's the thing, is that some games do have that. You can have aggro in a turn-based...
Yeah, you can't generalize
I'm not
quite that
I'm not saying every single one.
Okay.
I'm saying most. Most turn-based
And
RPGs.
how many have you played?
A lot.
Have you?
I have.
All right.
I have played a lot of different Final Fantasy games. I have played a lot of different turn-based RPG games.
I'll say this. The fact that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 catered to what I look for in a JRPG and kind of what you look for in a JRPG is quite a feat. It's cool that it kind of straddles the line and it does both.
I think RPGs are going in that direction now, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Look, I've never played the demo of this game you guys are talking about. I'll download it when we're done with this and play it. I'm not saying I'm against playing all turn-based RPGs. That's not what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that they frustrate me to the point of no end because there's literally no determination.
This needs to be a topic on another episode.
We're going to have to talk about this another time.
We have tangented so high.
I'm pulling the Dan right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
To end it on a good note.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about ease. Well, we weren't really talking about ease.
Dang it. Okay.
It's an action-based combat system.
I saw this game. It made me really excited. I really want to play it.
It's pretty. It looks like the combat's very fluid. I think it kind of has like a pirate motif sort of thing going on. It looked like they're on an island and you're building a base.
This will cater to Dan, but I
happening.
really hope they do the anime style for every single cutscene they do.
Oh, it looks like they do.
The anime cutscenes were really, really dope.
Yeah. As long as they don't do half cutscenes. That's something that always is a little bit jarring. When you have like a fully animated cutscene, and then at the end of the cutscene, it's like back in just the game engine, and then
it's like they're in a
we have more cutscene, and I'm like, stop!
Yeah, that annoys me too.
In all honesty, it'll probably be that.
It probably will be, and I'll deal with it. But
they'll have like 3 really nice cutscenes.
Because it's more expensive to like hand illustrate beautiful anime cutscenes than just to throw something in.
We'll all play it. Okay, that's it. What's the next game?
Well, the next one is just an update actually for Super Mario Odyssey. We have a balloon-free update incoming.
And Super Mario Sunshine.
I'll start by saying this: free content's always good, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And a lot of us have either gotten close to or just finished their time with Super Mario Odyssey. I 100%ed that game. I did everything there is to do.
Like this.
This sort of adds like an open-ended, kind of infinitely playable aspect to the game, and it's an online mode.
It looks a lot of fun.
It's sort of a hide and seek kind of thing.
Yeah, it's basically hide and seek. You go and you talk to Luigi. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and
Luigi, you go talk to Luigi.
It's
and
notable because Luigi
here's
hasn't
a balloon.
been in the game before.
You have 30 seconds, and then you have 30 seconds to run from Luigi to go find somewhere on the level to hide the balloon.
Yep.
Then other people can essentially choose your challenge and try to figure out where the balloon is.
So if you're really good at hiding things or really good at finding things, you'll rise through the ranks of the leaderboards for either
just something
activity.
Very simple. And then they added new outfits, so they added the Super Mario Sunshine kind of beach outfit. They added an armor set, and then I don't remember what the last one was.
Yep.
But here's a question for you.
Hit me with it.
how would you feel about Super Luigi Odyssey?
Like new Luigi. Wait, was that? What was the Wii U release called?
It was
New Super Mario.
You know how they did Super Mario Galaxy, but they did it with Luigi? How they did it with Luigi, like Super Mario Galaxy.
It's kind of the whole game again with reworked levels and objectives.
Yep. There's really not anything different. He does his Luigi thing where he runs a little bit faster, he slides when he stops, and he jumps a little bit farther.
Yeah, no thanks.
You wouldn't replay the game like that. No.
I'd much rather have another kingdom or two added to the end of the game.
Stop talking to me.
Luigi's alright.
If they added more to the Dark Souls level, would you play it more?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay,
Hey,
Did you
don't
like
jump.
that segue
Don't
there?
jump the gun. We're not there yet.
Okay.
That's the grand finale. Come on, man.
Oh, sorry.
One more
We'll
thing.
edit that out.
They also added some new filters to the photo mode.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't remember what it's
Let's
called.
move
Have you
on.
guys played with that at all?
No,
It's brilliant.
I really don't care.
Well, you should look at it then. You
Look at this! Look at this picture. Okay, I'm over. Let's
you
continue to
fancy
play the
yourself
game.
a bit of an artist, right? There are some
I
amazingly
think a little
artistic
bit.
shots that people have taken
Who cares,
using this
though?
mode. A lot of people do. You're kind of on your own over there. I hate to say.
Do you care about it?
Bro, I played like 5 hours.
Okay, so
Don't
no.
just say you don't care. People
Look,
care.
See, look, he doesn't care. Look, Brittin, you're
I
the
think it's
only
worth
one who cares.
mentioning. There's some really cool filters. There's like
A coin,
a coin,
Yeah.
and you can
neon. Cool.
you can frame your shot behind this coin and have
Uh-huh.
the coin. Shut up.
Okay, what's next?
I mean, I don't know. I think that filter thing is pretty cool.
I'm just saying,
Stop
Scotty.
talking
You
to
have
me.
the game. Try it. You'll be surprised at how cool it is.
Let me grab my
Alright,
Switch real fast.
Yeah.
SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy.
Moving
Can
right along. I'm just
I
kidding.
just say that Dan was saying waifu like the whole time?
I saw it and I was
What?
like, oh hey look, waifu character.
Oh, okay.
I didn't understand it. I don't understand what it is.
It's a fighting.
It's a fighting game. I get it. Did they just take random lady characters? from
SNK
different-
fighting games have been around a long time.
Yeah.
I
I've never
think,
heard of
and
SNK
These
before.
characters are. It's a company that's been around since the 80s. They made arcade games back in the 80s. They've been making
What's an
games for
arcade
every
machine?
console. How old are you again?
How old are you again?
These characters are probably characters that people care about. None of us, unfortunately, seem to know anything about
It's
this
not
game
like Dead or
these
Alive.
characters.
Yeah.
It might be like
I had
Dead or
a
Alive.
friend.
That
So I had a
sucks.
friend listen to our podcast.
Sometimes.
Sorry, I had to throw you under the bus.
He
for
knows
that.
a fair amount about like Capcom stuff, right? And so I'm sure that I will get a message from him when he listens to this, and he's
Yeah.
like, "All right, here's the deal
Shut
with
up.
SNK."
You should have talked to him before the
So-
show, Dan.
Should have.
No, it's
but
okay.
Whatever.
It's
no
okay.
big deal. So, yeah, it looks like a fighting game. Ask someone you know that is into fighting games whether it's good or not.
Good advice. Sound
Yeah.
advice. I
Yeah,
agree.
Solid.
Yeah, cute anime girls are in the game. So
Dan's
if you're into
buying
So
that,
Dan's picking it up. Dang it.
all right. New character in Mario and Rabbids Kingdom.
Donkey Kong,
Battle.
moving on. Let's go.
You'll
No,
go
it's awesome.
bananas over this one.
Can you guys
Stop
guess who it
talking.
is?
Stop talking to me.
You guys didn't play a whole lot of Rabbids, did you?
I played a decent amount.
Okay.
I just kind of got stuck at a part, and
It's a hard game.
I didn't care to finish it.
It's a hard game.
Yeah, it's fun though.
I'm glad I finished it. It was
Are
a
you
cool
gonna
story.
Are you gonna go back and play for this one?
I don't know.
character?
For one thing, it's more paid DLC. I don't know
Are
exactly
you
how
gonna
much
put
this
money
runs.
towards this?
I like the idea of Donkey Kong coming to the game because before the character roster, the playable character roster is
What's that?
Mario, Luigi, Peach,
Oh.
Yoshi, and then the Rabbid versions of those four. The roster was not that interesting.
What do you think the
It was
rabbit
kinda just
version of
doubles.
Donkey Kong will be?
I don't know if there will be one. There should be, right? Keeping with that theme.
Nope.
Well,
You have
there's
to pay extra for
one of the
that.
bosses in the game is Rabbid Kong. That's definitely inspired by Donkey Kong. So I don't know
I
how
didn't
that's
get
going to
that
work
at
out.
all. I never would have.
It was like the first boss in the
I was
game.
totally joking with you. Shut up.
Okay. So
He has a boomerang as a banana too. That's cool.
yeah,
I kind of wish it was his coconut gum though.
that's Diddy, isn't
That's
it?
Diddy Kong.
No, he has.
Oh, he has a peanut.
Yeah, he has a peanut
Oh,
gun.
you're right.
Never mind.
Wow, you guys are
I
savages.
corrected myself.
Shut
What do you
up.
want?
None of you guys know anything about
Scott,
DK.
you're feisty
No, it's
today,
true.
man.
I don't know anything
Dude,
about
I'm
Donkey Kong.
feeling like Dan normally does.
Okay.
When he
just triggered about
yeah,
it.
triggered about everything. That's how it is. No, dude, I wish it was a coconut gun. I think he can fire at burst. If he shoots first, it's gonna hurt.
Speaking of Donkey Kong,
Did you like that?
that was pretty good.
Thank-
Nice
That would be
freestyle.
great, but that's still we're a few.
Darn,
away
I
from
tried for a segue. It
That's,
didn't work
yeah.
out.
Grant Kirkhope,
Segue.
please
Speaking of
message
Donkey
me.
Kong, Payday 2 is.
Speaking of Donkey
Nailed
Kong,
it.
I actually really like Payday 2.
Isn't that game like 4 or 5 years old?
It's an older one.
It's
yeah.
an older one.
But it's one
So
that
is
I keep
so is
hearing
the
about
first game we talked about. It was 10 years old.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I played Payday. I like it. This gives you all the DLC and everything. So I think it'll be very fun.
Plus a new character.
This is the
apparently.
Yeah, the like computer.
I don't know if that's like a relevant thing.
I haven't played that much to really know.
I hear the user base has kind of died down on the other console
Do you
versions
want to know
of this
why?
game.
Because they made everyone pay for everything.
What do you mean?
Like they implemented
Loot boxes?
paid DLC.
But paid DLC.
Paid DLC, and people flipped about it, and it really cut the community in half. And then they backtracked, but it was way too late.
It was like a $50 or $60 game on release, and then they also had DLC after that. Yeah. So
they had a ton of free DLC, and then for whatever reason, they just flipped the switch and were like, "Okay, we're gonna make you pay for it now," and people lost their minds over that. They were not happy. So I'm happy about this. I think this will be a lot of fun. So play Payday on the go.
Release date is February 27th.
that
for
one's
Payday?
coming up soon.
Yeah, for Payday.
This was one of the first games they announced. I think it was either in that original trailer that they debuted in 2016 or the launch event in early
It's marked at $49.99
2017
as well.
Good.
Okay.
They should. There's no reason to make a re-release game at $60 at all.
I feel like $49.99 is still pretty steep for this game.
Probably.
With
Like that goes
age
beyond
back onto it.
Switch tax to me. You guys know what I mean when I say Switch tax?
Do you know that all Wii U games were still $49.99, like when the Wii U was still
But
alive?
this is not a Nintendo developed game.
It doesn't.
It's just different when third parties are getting in on that action, saying we can charge full price for this game that's 5 years old too.
But they're also giving you way more stuff worth $50.
Okay.
So
I haven't played it.
To
I
be
shouldn't
fair,
really say, but okay.
To be fair,
Let's be fair.
this is the game we were talking about
Okay,
earlier.
so this next one is
This
one
is a girl that climbs a mountain.
and also another. So this one is sort of two headlines in one.
Oh, indie stuff.
Yeah, indie stuff.
This is your
So
right up
I guess
my
the
alley.
first one, the Climb Mountains in Celeste. That's one that I don't know much about. It looked vaguely
It looked
interesting.
cool. It's kind of maybe Meat Boy-ish. It's
Yeah.
very precise platforming.
Right,
And
which is more
there's spikes everywhere.
That's more up your alley than it is mine.
Yeah,
made-
I'll play it.
you know,
I don't know
you're-
if this is like a roguelike or if it's just a campaign that you play through point A to point Z.
Yeah.
They made it seem like there was a lot of cold puns, like white knuckling it.
Yeah.
As you climb a mountain.
Let them take the low-hanging
Okay.
fruit.
Yeah, I will.
That's okay.
I'll accept it.
It looked kind of charming too. Like it has a style of its own and kind of a character behind who you're playing as.
But then there was another indie game. Was it
That
Fate?
looks
Oh,
interesting.
Feel the Song.
Yeah.
Um,
What is it?
it's called
Feel the song in
Feel the
What?
Song.
No, that's
Fae.
not the name of the game.
Oh, Fae.
Fae.
Oh, that's
Fate.
just what the title.
Yeah, okay.
It's Fae.
I was
sorry.
You're
So
jumping
Fae.
to the tagline.
My bad.
You are a little bit.
That's what happens when I
so
don't read.
Faye, I haven't heard of it before.
It's an indie game.
It's
What
it's
do you want?
no, it's dude. It's developed by EA. It's
Wait, is it
as
really?
non-indie as you can get.
Dang, are they gonna
You
put
mean
loot boxes in it?
Dang, I was
It's
interested in it
It's-
until you said
Yeah,
it.
and
It's
now-
probably
now I
one
don't
of
care.
it's probably one of EA's like B or C tier teams
Do you think
making
it's gonna
indie
have?
type projects.
Do you think it's gonna have paid loot boxes?
It kind of shut up. It
Okay,
kind of
so-
reminds me of like. Did you guys play Ori and the Blind
No,
Forest?
but that was exactly
Nope.
what I was
You
going
basically
to say.
play as Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
I'm
You're a
playing
cute
it.
little woodland rodent of some kind.
Wait, are you talking about this game or
Yeah.
Ori and the Blind Forest?
It also kind of gives me like
You didn't
Studio
answer my
Ghibli
question.
vibes.
What's Studio Ghibli?
Our audience will get it even if you don't.
Okay,
Scotty.
cool.
So I mean, it looks it's a platformer. It's like a 3D platformer.
Okay.
Going by the trailer, that's what I gathered. It looks like it's inspired by some of those other games. And
Yeah,
and
it looks
products.
really cool.
And they
I'm
implemented the.
sad that it's made by E EA.
don't get over it, dude. It's
Get
just
over it.
I bust that out all the time.
They-
It's just a. I think it's a very, very small team at EA. And all the big developers have these small teams making small projects at their studios.
I mean, yeah.
EA is
I
the
don't know.
publisher, so, I mean, don't get too hung up on that. If it's a good game, it's a good game, and you should support it, maybe,
I think-
right?
And they.
Or is it a
play-
matter of support?
But
Is that
this
the problem?
This is one of those things.
I don't want to support them until
We
they
had
die.
a basically a whole episode where I did nothing but talk about EA and the whole loot box.
Yeah, I
thing.
don't remember.
They're
I
not.
blacked it out.
Yeah,
right?
same.
Yeah.
They're not
That
the
was
only ones
30
that do it,
minutes of rant.
but EA, time and time again over the years, just does things, and I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And then I think about it, I'm like, oh, you're doing it to try and bleed people of money again. So
I don't know. Good game is good game. I don't get hung up on the
I
logistics.
get that.
I'm excited.
And for
philosophy.
most other companies, I think I'd be willing to overlook it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of a lot of Ubisoft stuff, but I'm also not upset with Ubisoft for the loot box.
That's fine.
thing.
Yeah, vote with
This
your wallet.
I don't know. That's
Vote with
exactly
your
it.
wallet.
That's what-
I
that's
am
exactly
voting
what it
with my wallet.
Yeah.
If EA, I don't know.
You're more than entitled to do that.
It looks like a fun game, and they're
Until I
implementing
bring my
the,
Switch over and show it to you, and you're like, "This game looks awesome."
I'm totally
I want it."
comfortable playing it after someone else has bought it.
Because you have not
But
supported
I'm
EA
not
in that
going to. I'm not
scenario.
going to buy the game. I think if it's EA, at
That's fair.
least if I were to have to make that decision today.
Okay, no problem.
They're also implementing the Motion Plus stuff, so we'll see kind of how that works out.
I don't see evidence of that in a lot of games on the Switch. Do you guys?
It's a bunch of question marks.
A lot
we
of
don't
games
know.
have it on the back of the box, Motion Plus, like they're using it big time, and then I just
And
don't
then I
know.
use my
don't
Pro
feel it.
controller, and I don't care.
That has Motion Plus in it.
Does it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That
Why
was
do you think
one
it's
of my-
$75?
Uh-oh. I never noticed a thing.
That's what I'm saying.
That was one of my questions about Mario Tennis. But then I
Do you think you'll
it'll
be able to feel the ball hit the...
Zach, I didn't think about that.
I
Yeah.
bet you will.
You've got to, right?
Will I be
That's
able-
so important.
Will I be able to swing the racket in real time? Like
Yeah,
as my swing? Or
I
is it
sure
gonna
hope
be
so.
or do you think it'll be like a pre-animated swing
Yeah, I
motion?
don't know. Skyward Sword or Wii Sports, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's Skyward Sword?
Speaking
We'll
of
see.
Skyward Sword, Donkey Kong.
We're not
Wow.
we're not on
Our
top of
old
these
Wii U
trends.
games.
All right, so
The game looks wacky.
Donkey Kong.
Wacky. It's been out before.
I haven't played Donkey Kong
Really?
since the Nintendo 64.
I played through the entirety of Donkey Kong
Back when
Country
Rare was a
Tropical
good
Freeze.
company.
Would you say this was a
I thought
A
you were
Rare
about to say-
highlight?
I thought you were about to say, is Rare really a good company? And I was going to punch you in the face. I was like, that is my favorite developer of all time.
wow?
Period.
All right, we won't go there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I played through this game. It's very much built on the backs of its predecessors, and it's a little derivative. There was some stuff about it that really excited me. Like, instead of just static 2D side-scrolling, they had these cool dynamic camera angles when you're in barrels and shooting around the jungles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it didn't, coming away from it, playing through the whole thing, it didn't really feel like an amazing masterpiece like Retro Studios has made time and time again.
It's
Even
just a
the game that
re-release.
preceded this one, Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, was a much more interesting, remarkable game. Because that was kind of a, reinvention of an old franchise. And then Tropical Freeze was sort of just more of that.
They just wanted to add another Donkey Kong Country game out there, I feel like. Because people wanted it back. A lot of people like...
You mean in this case, or when it came out on Wii U?
when it came out on Wii U.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this I think it looks like another example of here's a game that came out on the Wii U that was probably worth checking out. For
That
people
no
who
one
haven't
played
yet.
because no one
Because
bought the
it-
Wii U.
Exactly. You're going to see a lot of that
Which,
Yep.
for the first few years of the Switch.
I am honestly fine with. There's
Yeah.
a lot of good games on the Wii U.
The only thing I worry
Smash
about...
Brothers, that should be ported over to the Switch.
Agreed on that
we'll
one.
get to that later.
Yeah.
The only thing I worry about is people that did own a Wii U, in a way, are we being penalized by having supported Nintendo and had a Wii U and played all these games before? Because if these are the games that are tentpoles that are filling out the release calendar for Nintendo's first-party stuff this year,
Are you asking?
then we don't have much to buy because we've already played them.
Are you asking a question? Like, are you asking us?
No, it's more
Ask
of a...
yourself, because
Yeah. And
how
my
many of
answer
these-
is I will not buy this game again because I played through it and I'm good.
which is fine because
But that's
would
one
you,
less. That's one less big release from Nintendo this year that I can get excited about.
But
Right.
would you, if games are, what are some of your favorite Wii U games besides Smash Brothers?
Super Mario Maker.
Would you buy it again for the Switch?
That one for sure because that has infinite replayability.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anything else that you
I like
can think of off the top of your head?
Pikmin 3 was good,
Okay.
but I think Pikmin 4 is coming, so that's kind of a moot point.
I think there's a lot
Captain
of
Toad
games.
Treasure Tracker was awesome.
I think there's a lot of games, but that could be just released on the marketplace.
Yeah.
For $30, you know.
Yeah.
I think that them re-releasing games onto the Switch is not a bad idea because personally, I'm gonna buy 2 or 3 of the games that they will release. I'm gonna buy Hyrule Warriors again. If Smash Brothers does come out, I will buy that again.
I wouldn't argue for a second that it doesn't make perfect business sense. I'm just talking personally.
Yeah.
It kind of...
That's a fair concern.
I'm not going to level it against Nintendo as a slap in the face, but it just feels like I bought these games before. I hope this isn't all you're going to give me for the first half of the year kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into it. Praise the sun.
Really?
Yeah,
Are we
that's
there?
We're
That's
there.
our,
Have we
it's our
arrived?
last headline.
Yep.
Number
Oh,
13.
dear.
This is you. This is all you.
So Brittin made a prediction. Not a prediction, even. Brittin said...
It's not me. This is... People have been talking about this for a
Right.
long time. I'll take credit, though. Bring it on.
So Brittin made a wish list
Yes.
a while back, right? This is something that comes up from time to time. The wish list of things that Brittin wants to see on the Switch.
To make it
And
the only console I will ever need.
Every single time that this list has come up, the game Dark Souls tops it.
Oh,
as,
yeah.
This is a game. This is a franchise that needs to come to
Do you
the
want to know
Switch.
why? Dark Souls is my favorite video game of all time.
So, yeah.
And we're going to have that conversation someday. We'll talk about our
we will.
top fives, our favorite video games ever. But Dark Souls is such a magical experience. And there's nothing like playing that game for the first time. It's amazing that it's coming to Switch. I'll play the heck out of it again. I can't wait to get my hands on it again. I hope you guys will check it out. One thing that's a little bit of a bummer is part of the magic of that game was playing through it the first time when no one knew anything about it, because there is so much detail in that world. There's so many secrets, hidden things, even hidden mechanics to find that you can completely overlook. But there was this community that was playing it at the same time around release, and they would exchange ideas and talk about things they had found, strategies they had tried on different bosses,
and
builds they had created.
And that's something that you get from some games. Not all new games, but there are definitely,
I felt it stronger with this game than pretty much
Sure.
anything I've ever played. I remember calling people so excitedly that were playing it at the same time and having conversations about, have you done this yet? Have you been here yet? And that really hasn't happened since I was a kid playing NES games and talking to kids at school. So it was a great experience. I hope people can get that experience again. Obviously, everything about this game is a known quantity at this point. You can Google search anything and
Right.
find it all out. But if you can abstain from that when you're playing this game, if you're playing it for the first time, you'll have such a better experience.
And that might be something that I get to experience.
No,
I
I
hope
haven't
you do.
really played the game. I played like an hour of the game or so at a friend's house before.
It's hard.
It's also worth noting this is the first time it's been ported to anything.
But, question.
Okay.
Do you think it is going to be a, from start to finish, remastered, or do you think it's just going to be a port?
No, it's somewhere in between. It's mainly just a port, and I'm so fine with that.
Okay.
It's higher resolution. Mm-hmm. It's running at a more stable frame rate. When those games came out on PS3 and 360 back in the day, they had rough performance issues. So the Switch is more powerful than those systems, thank goodness. And the game has been optimized over the years, of course, a little bit. From Software is the type of developer though to just release something and then kind of
forget about it,
leave it be.
Yeah.
So this game was in desperate need of an update because there's nowhere to play it currently unless you still have one of those old consoles hooked up.
Or PC.
Or on PC.
Yeah.
The funny thing is,
you have to
the
download
PC
a patch
release
just to play
exactly. The PC release was very, very poorly done. It was thrown together and thrown out there, and it took the user base coming together, the modding community coming together to support that game enough to make it,
Playable.
acceptable.
Yeah.
In PC gamers' eyes.
I played about 20 hours of it, and I'm gonna be honest, I cheesed a good chunk of it.
How? That's part of the fun. That's
Okay,
part of the magic.
So
What'd
here, I'll
do?
tell you the story. I don't know if I've told you the story. So this is me playing Dark Souls for the first time. Do you know the first boss that's like on that kind of bridge area, and you have to go in between the two?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the edge of the castle.
It's the Taurus demon.
Yes.
That's like the only boss of the game that I remember.
Yeah, you guys didn't make it very
jumped
far.
up. No, I beat the smog and
I didn't-
whatever.
Oh,
it is.
okay. So this is just early on. You
I
guys
didn't,
must
I didn't
really-
actually fight that boss.
Okay.
I just have watched a lot of people
Oh, Dan,
fight
you're in
that
for a
boss.
treat.
My friends absolutely hate me when I play this game because not only do I cheese it, but I also get the rarest items in the game first drop every time.
Yeah.
One of the things that happened to me was I was playing it first time ever, and I got to that boss, and I didn't know anything about it. I've never watched anyone play it before. I think I've watched a speedrun before, but I honestly don't remember anything about it.
Okay.
I remember climbing up on the like right as you enter the door. I remember climbing up this ladder and being up top and like looking at it, shooting at it, and it got really close to me. I was like, "Ha! I could just kill it now," but it jumps up onto the thing. And I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I jump off, and I start running to the other direction, and then it just dies because it ran off the edge of the bridge.
There's a couple bosses that you can choose hard
And
like
my
that,
friends were watching me play it because I was streaming it, and they were so angry at me.
It's the definition of beginner's luck.
They were like, we have played this game for so long, and we died so many times on that first boss, and it just happened to run off the edge for me.
Yeah.
And they were so angry about it.
I would be too. I'm glad we weren't friends back then.
Yeah.
I would have hated you forever.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm definitely gonna pick it up and play it.
And here's the cool thing, and this will kind of lead into overall thoughts on the Direct as a whole. This game is priced at $39.99.
I'll buy it.
Here's a third party,
Okay.
not doing the whole Switch tax thing, saying we've got a massive release here that we know people are going to line up to buy because it's a cult hit. People love the Dark Souls series.
Dang.
And having it portable for the first time, having it remastered so it's going to run a lot more smoothly than it used to, is an amazing proposition. They could have easily charged $60 for this.
Do you think they're going to make it?
And they're not. Meanwhile,
yeah.
Nintendo Re-releasing Hyrule Warriors.
Yes.
They're releasing Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yes.
$59.99 each.
Yes.
Not cool.
Hyrule Warriors has 2 games in one, first of all.
Okay.
Second of all, Donkey Kong has no excuse. They just added a new character. That's really lazy of them. So I absolutely agree with you. But Hyrule Warriors is 2 games in one. At least give it that. And all
$60
and all the DLC. Everything.
$60?
I think
that's
it's okay.
That's standard though. You throw the DLC in a year after it's released.
I still think it's fair.
And you charge a budget price for it. That's just how business is done.
How many times
Nintendo gets away with this though.
Here's my take on this. We don't see that many big tentpoles here. The way that, like, last year we saw, every month or two there was something that was a big deal that was either, like, a primary or a secondary reason to, like, buy the system.
For sure, yeah.
And we don't see a lot of that yet. And part of that might just be, it's the second year. We just came out of the holiday season. So, here, have some stuff to keep you going until we get to the summer, right? Because
E3 is going to be a focal point, no doubt.
So we don't have any information on anything that's coming out after what, like May?
Yeah.
So,
and I'm a little worried that this Direct, barring any other big Directs or big announcements in the next month or two, represents the first half of the year for them. And it's a little sparse. You're going to have lots of indies in there, no doubt. There's been 10 indies every week since the Switch came out. Maybe
so
more.
Many games,
there's so many.
There can't actually be 10.
Some weeks there was 20 plus.
That's disgusting.
There are a few things that we notably didn't see this time around. And
Smash Brothers?
I kind of expected to see at least one of them. Yeah, Smash Brothers is one of them. Whether it's a deluxe re-release or the beginning of their next cycle of Smash Brothers. Because they'd probably follow the same.
I would be fine with the port.
See, that's a game I would easily pay $60
with all the DLC and everything.
For sure.
Okay.
In a heartbeat.
So you have so many double standards.
We also didn't see anything about Metroid.
Right.
Which
that's something you blow out of the water at E3 though.
Yeah,
that's expected.
You're probably right. And then we also, we didn't see anything about Pokemon, which was kind of the those are the 3, I guess, that we've been talking about that one of those has to come out this year, probably 2.
It takes a long time to build an MMO, Dan. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, we're going to see a Pokemon MMO on the Switch
in
as
2018.
a main franchise.
You heard it here first.
What if
Brittin, if that happens, I'll do something. I'll have to figure out what
steak
this,
dinner. That's the easy one.
I'll
get you.
Yeah, I'll buy you a steak dinner.
Yes.
Okay. What have we seen first party developed Nintendo games? We have seen Mario. We've seen, and these are for the Switch.
You mean already out or coming?
Already out / announced. Switch.
Oh, okay.
Switch brand new games. We have seen Mario. We've seen Zelda. We have Metroid's coming to the Switch, so that's 3.
Pokemon's coming to the Switch.
It is what?
Pokemon is coming to the Switch.
Pokemon, okay.
There's Kirby that they just showed off. There's the Yoshi game that's coming out.
What Yoshi game?
It's just called Yoshi. Well, it's a working title. It's just called Yoshi.
So Yoshi.
Yeah. They've shown footage of it.
Splatoon.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a Nintendo IP.
It exists.
Just because it's younger than the others by like 20 years doesn't mean it's not a Nintendo IP.
So,
what are you getting at? It's a lot of games. Are you saying I shouldn't be whining about how many games are out there to pick from?
I think so, but also I'm trying to think like what do we need to see next? Want to know what I want? I really want a new Star Fox game.
Do you?
I do.
I feel like Star Fox is dead forever.
I think you're dead forever.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm really triggered today. Like, I am dead.
I don't know. Did you play?
I'm the one that got stuck in traffic.
I know.
Did you play Star Fox Zero, Scotty?
No, but it's literally just the N64 game, which I absolutely love.
No. Star Fox Zero is the Wii U game that came out 2 years ago.
I don't remember. No.
So do you like Star Fox or do you
I
not
do.
like Star
Dude,
Fox?
okay,
You just skipped that one.
Look,
because that's
I'm
a full-on new Star
I'm
Fox
going to tell
game
you
that
something
came
that's
out
going
a
to
couple years
trigger
ago.
you really, really
You
hard.
stop saying trigger.
The word. We need to chill on triggers.
Sorry. I need to tell you something that will make you upset.
Go.
I like Star Fox Dinosaur game.
I've never played it.
Okay.
All I hear is that it's terrible.
I
So you're
liked
probably
it. I
wrong.
liked it as a kid. I think if they did something along that lines, but not garbage, plus the Star Fox 64 mechanic of fighting bosses in space, having it mix and match, I think it'd be a really cool Star Wars game. Wow, Star Fox 64 game.
Whoa, crossover opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Also Fire Emblem. A Fire Emblem
Yep.
game, I think would be really cool on the Switch.
Yeah.
You know that's announced, right?
Is it?
Yep.
Not a what is
Brand
it?
new Fire Emblem game has been announced.
Do you
for
think
the
it's gonna be
Switch.
new
They announced
characters,
it
or
last
do you
year.
think it's just gonna be like, here's a mix mash of our Fire Emblem?
It sounds like an all-new entry in the
probably
series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full-on all-new
At,
Fire
at
Emblem.
worst, it would be like a sequel.
Let me
or
look at
something.
my
I don't
amiibos.
know if
Hang on.
Fire Emblem does that, but
Animal Crossing.
Yeah?
We need.
I don't care. We do. People love it. It should happen.
We need Pikmin 4. We need a new Wii Fit game.
Pikmin 4 was supposedly done years ago, so that's got to be
a
coming.
Wii Fit game would be cool.
I don't know if we'll see a Wii Fit game just because the Switch isn't focused on that.
Give
right?
us-
the Wii
Yeah.
and the Wii U did. The Switch is not about.
Give us
You
a
know what
new
the Switch is?
WarioWare game.
The Switch
Give
is
us
a video
new
game
Wario
console.
A WarioWare
Yeah, you're right.
mini
You're right.
game.
We need to see a WarioWare game.
Wario anything.
Yeah.
Waluigi anything.
What
Bring
about
it on.
F-Zero?
Yeah, I can't wait for a new F-Zero.
What about,
I say that like it's actually going to happen.
What about a Little Map game? What about
Punch Out?
Yeah.
The last Punch Out was on Wii. It was awesome. I'd go for another one of those.
Earthbound.
Yeah.
Question
Sure.
marks?
Sure.
A bunch of question marks?
That's like the Half-Life 3 of Nintendo. Everybody loves throwing out Mother 3 as like the holy grail of
I made a joke about
potential
well,
Nintendo releases.
I thought about a joke. What if in March, and this is way down the line. This is March 3,333. That's
Yes.
the year.
Mhm.
And by that point, they've added extra days to the month, so it'll be 333 year 3,333. That's when
Is there
Half-Life 3.
33 months in a year too?
Yes.
This is crazy. Okay.
No, 33 days.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's when they'll announce
Well,
Half-Life
and the
3.
joke is we will have time travel well before then, so we can just time travel forward and get it and bring it back and play it.
I think our all-holy master of the Newell will provide us with something this year.
You think so?
That's not.
You
a
are
Do-
wishful thinking
That's
there,
not.
buddy.
That's not a Dota 2 card game.
Valve doesn't make
That's for
video
sure.
games anymore, Scott.
Oh.
I hate to tell you this.
They just add on to their old
yeah,
Team
they've
Fortress
got
2.
They've got the
Yeah.
one game. They've got Dota and
Uh-huh.
then Steam. That's it. That's all Valve is
Steam.
anymore.
They just make money. Like,
Yeah. I
Steam
can't fault
just
them for
prints
it.
them money.
Yeah,
Maybe they should
it
just
does.
give those franchises away or sell them off to a company
EA?
that cares. Sure. No, not EA.
So, anyway, so the Direct,
Anyway,
good stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of fun.
I think
stuff.
it's fair to say, as Brittin pointed out, this doesn't have anything that blows us out of the water. There's some cool stuff.
I mean, Dark Souls should be that for me, and in a lot of ways it is,
yeah.
but I expected that, as weird as it sounds.
Right.
It's been heavily rumored. From the start, the very first Switch reveal, there was a slide of all the developers that were working on Switch games. There was dozens on this slide.
Yeah, I
and From
remember
Software was on there, and everyone zeroed in on that, and they said, what the heck is From Software doing for Switch? And so this is
Dark
the
Souls
obvious
for the
answer to
Switch
that.
makes sense, yeah.
Yep.
I think it'll be
And
fun.
then I think of the rest of the titles there, I think most anyone can find at least one or two that are intriguing and say,
Yeah.
that's something that I think I'm going to do. So, like, Hyrule Warriors and Ys 8 both look like, those are things that I'm interested in.
There's one
for
thing we
sure.
need more of on Switch. It's massive JRPGs, massive all-encompassing role-playing games.
Right?
There's a ton of them. It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, there's so many.
It's good stuff.
we're running out of things to talk about.
Pick
Well,
No,
we're
we're
also
not.
at about that
Are we?
time, too.
Oh,
before,
yeah.
before we stop talking about it,
Yeah.
pick one game from.
Dark Souls.
What?
Pick one game
For what?
From the Direct. What are you
from the
most
Direct.
excited for?
Dark Souls.
Really?
Really.
Give me a hug. man.
I actually really want to keep playing it on PC, but it really is kind of buggy, and I haven't played it in a while, so I feel like should really start over.
yeah,
but
I'm hoping.
I'm way too far into it to emotionally be set for it.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping they do take some care and some attention and make this a really good port job.
Well, we can
can
only cross our fingers and hope to God
Yeah.
that id Software is
id.
Try
again.
Is
from
same thing. Whatever.
Dan, how about you? Probably Ease?
I know that you want me to say Dark Souls because
It's okay. You don't have to.
He'll just disown
gonna
you
get it,
as
right?
his
for,
very
for
squad
me,
child.
honestly, I'm not totally sure about Ease yet. I'm gonna have to pay a little bit of attention to what more.
I
there
mean,
is
you
about
can
the
even
game.
just look at reviews. It
looks interesting. It's out, and it's
Yeah.
something that I can go and look at reviews for.
Right.
But I think the one that I saw in there that I was probably the most excited for is the Hyrule Warriors one because I
Cool.
didn't play it before. If I
It's
wanted to
fun.
get that experience, it was going to be a Wii U and 3DS game, and I haven't hooked up the Wii U in like years.
Yeah.
So
Mine's gathering dust, as you can see behind
Literally.
you.
yeah,
Literally
so
cakes.
probably Hyrule Warriors with that. I mean,
I think
East
you'll like
is
it.
Kind of a
$40?
sub-mention.
I mean, come on, guys. If it was $40, I'd probably buy it. But now they don't get any of my money. This
It's
is me
2
voting with
games
my wallet.
in
Why do you
one.
keep saying that?
Because it is.
How?
It's the 3DS game and
the Wii U
3DS
game.
was a port of the
and
Wii
the
U
DS
game.
and all
with
the
new
DLC.
characters and things.
All
I don't
the
actually
DLC.
know.
Yeah, it's basically just more characters. It's not
But-
a different game. Sorry. I'm normally not the one to be down on Nintendo in any regard.
You're just
but
upset that you didn't get Metroid or Super
No,
Smash
I know
Brothers.
it's coming. I didn't expect those things at this
Yes, you
Direct.
did.
Not at this Direct.
That's what you
I expect
said.
those at E3.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, I didn't expect
Yeah.
to hear anything about
And
those at
Zach,
this early in the
your
year.
game.
Obviously Mario Tennis.
Cool.
Mario
Yeah.
Tennis, and I'm really excited about Faye.
You know what? It
Now you
takes?
just need to buy a Switch.
I was gonna say that.
I'm getting closer.
Here, how's this sound?
Closer.
We didn't talk about this at all, and I kind of wish we did. AGDQ is going on right now.
Yeah, I want to
And-
talk about it a little bit.
I
if we
mean,
can.
I mean,
Yeah,
how-
let's
whatever
take
you
a
got.
couple minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about AGDQ.
And we can talk about it more next week, too.
Yes. Okay, so this is how I got to be watching AGDQ. Randomly, I was on Twitch one day, and it just happened to be... I normally always look at the most popular games that are being streamed, and for whatever reason, it was this really dumb game that was being streamed. I was like, what the... Why is this game number one? Why is there 100,000 people watching this one game?
Yeah.
And I clicked it, and it was AGDQ, and I was like, oh, this is a charity stream. I was like, this is pretty cool. And then that was AGDQ 20.
Should we briefly say what it is?
Yeah.
AGDQ is a
Stands for Awesome Games Done Quick.
Yep, it's basically a bunch of speedrunners coming together for an entire week, 24-hour, 7-day-a-week stream, raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and they also do Doctors Without Borders. They've been doing it since 2012, 2013. I don't remember the exact year they started, but it's gotten huge. The past 3 to 4 streams that they've done, so that's 2 AGDQs and 2 Summer Games Done Quick. They do it twice a year. They've already raised over $1 million for each of those individual individual streams, and they're already looking to do it this year.
Yep.
They're already past $600,000, if not $700,000 by the time I last checked, and there's still 3 more days to go. It's an awesome charity, and the cool thing is not only do you get to basically watch a bunch of games done really quickly, but you get to donate. You can donate, and they'll read your donation on stream sometimes. They get tons and tons of them.
And it's worth noting, too, that, it's not just watching the game done quick.
Yeah.
I don't go and watch it, usually, but I will watch speedruns done later.
Yeah.
And basically every single person who does a speedrun explains how this speedrun is done.
Yep.
And depending on the game, they might go into the history of, how do people used to do this run?
Mm-hmm.
What is this route that I'm doing? And it's all this stuff that
They
I
give
didn't
you a
even
lot
know
of
the
information.
first thing about it.
Yep.
But it's really engaging,
Yep.
even if you don't know anything about the game that they're playing.
It's very just fun
and
to
the
watch.
fact that they're doing that combined with the good cause of
Yep. Charity, millions of dollars going to charity.
Yeah.
But they give you incentives for donating too. Not only do you get the satisfaction of being able to donate for a good cause, which people should start doing anyways, but you also get they give you incentives. You can donate towards getting something. So they normally always have a big grand prize raffle that they do. They have it going all week long, but then they have small ones that they do for certain game periods. And the big one they're doing is an 8th generation console giveaway. So they're giving you a PlayStation 4, an Xbox One, and a Switch for donating collectively $150 throughout the entire week, and you get entered in the raffle. They, for the Mario block, did a raffle for a Super Mario Odyssey Switch, and the minimum donation was $5. So I threw in $5. So if I get a Switch, Zach, I'll sell it to you.
Anticlimactic.
What do you think I'm gonna do? Give it to you? Yeah. You disgusting person. Shut up. Don't talk to me.
Anyway, donate to charity.
Yeah, donate to charity. Go check them out. They're still doing it until Saturday. The last, and Brittin's going to leave when I say this, the last speedrun they're doing is a 4-hour stream of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Peace. I'm out of here.
Master all
Master mode.
quests.
And you can find them at gamesdonequick.com.
Yeah, gamesdonequick.com.
They're doing
Check
100%.
Or
Quest.
Breath of the Wild?
They're doing it all
not
quests.
Not Korok.
But there's a donation incentive to do 100%.
So if enough money is raised...
If enough money is raised, they will do...
They'll extend the event by another week, basically.
Well, they basically do it anyways.
Okay.
So they
I'm just wondering how long that takes, even if you're insanely proficient.
Question mark.
Many hours.
You'll have to watch it and donate to charity while you're watching.
Yeah. Good
So
point.
go check them out. You can literally go on Twitch right now, and it'll be the first thing that pops up, I'm sure. Go check them out on YouTube if you want to look at any stream. One I highly suggest is they do a Pokemon Red glitchless run, which is awesome.
Red or blue.
Red or blue. I don't
remember. A lot
remember.
of them choose blue. I don't know why, but they're a glitch read.
They're almost always the Japanese versions of the games, too,
Yes.
I've noticed, for whatever reason.
It's because faster text.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
Just check them out on YouTube. Check them out on their website. Like I said, they do it twice a year. They do an awesome Games Done Quick and a summer Games Done Quick. It's an excellent cause, and I absolutely love watching it. And it makes me want to start speedrunning games.
Have you?
So.
Have you dabbled?
I want to start... You're gonna hate me for this too.
Hit me with it.
I want to speedrun Super Mario Sunshine really bad. One of my favorite. What's up?
I was just gonna say something about that.
Yeah.
Sort of a little anecdote about the event that's been going on.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of, not the entire thing because it was 3.5 hours long, a Super Mario Sunshine 120 Shine Sprite run. And it gave me a new appreciation for that game.
Right.
Coming off of, just playing through it once on the GameCube, I didn't 100% it or anything. For years, I've been telling myself, Mario doesn't need a jetpack. He has all these cool jump maneuvers and stuff like that.
Crazy.
He doesn't need a jetpack. But watching these guys do these insane maneuvers using that jetpack and incorporating it into the way they get around these levels so fast, totally gave me a new look at that game.
The reason I decided that game of all games, I'll give him a shout out. My favorite Twitch streamer, Raise Fire, he's an awesome guy, super awesome in the community, and he basically speedruns that game every day. And watching him do it really makes me want to do it.
Yeah.
It just looks like a lot of fun. Like
they just move like
so
machines.
Fast. It's so
crazy.
fast. It's insane.
I was watching I think you caught some of this too, a Duke Nukem 3D speedrun today.
Yes.
So he did the whole game in like 8 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Some of these levels,
he had 35-minute
you have no idea what you're watching.
No.
The rate at which they move through these levels, clip through walls. And some of the levels are mere seconds long, like 3 seconds.
They did Superman 64 speedrun.
I watched some of that
and got a world record.
Did they?
Yeah, they beat the game and got a world record.
I didn't watch it through the end.
Yep,
Darn.
so they got a world record.
The couple speedruns that I remember distinctly, I remember watching about an hour and some minute glitchless speedrun of Pokemon. It might have been Pokemon Red, actually. And the guy just talked about, walking through and he's like, if you run into 4 things here, you don't really want that. You want to run into 3 things here. But if you do run into 4 things here, then you can do this other route because you have more experience and therefore we'll be able to take out these other things better, which will reduce the number of encounters later.
It's crazy. You
all
lose
these
yourself.
little tiny things.
They talk about RNG a lot during these runs.
Yes.
Like if one random thing comes up that is rare or they weren't anticipating, it can throw off by
the entire thing
by seconds, which is a big deal. Their entire run.
The other one that I watched was like a 12-minute or an 18-minute or something run of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the first big chunk of it was basically exactly how you'd expect. He moved around the level faster because he was doing backflipping and stuff, which is a thing. And then he beats the boss in the Deku Tree, and then he does some weird stuff with the ocarina and the teleporting out thing, and then goes to leave the room, and then walks out into a collapsing Ganon's castle. Like,
Yeah.
What just happened?
It blows your minds.
Hey, it's in the game code. And
Yeah, people. I don't know how people figure that stuff out, but go check them out. Awesome Games Done Quick or Summer Games Done Quick. Fantastic charity. A lot of fun to watch. You will lose yourself in watching these. You think 3 hours is a long time, but you will lose yourself.
It also
watching
makes really
forever.
good background. Like, I have a Twitch app on my TV, and I just had it going. Another thing to point out is it's family friendly. These guys kind of rein it in when it comes to vulgarity and stuff like that.
I actually have it playing too.
I could have it on while my kids are in the room, and it's just good, wholesome entertainment.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming in and listening today. We had had fun talking about the Direct and some awesome Games Done Quick stuff, and we will see you next week.
Hey Zach, do you want to mention where we can be found online?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Any media presence?
New updates.
Twitter.com/VGRx podcast, Facebook.com/VGRx podcast.
Cool.
And then YouTube.com/VGRx.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Also, we are. I don't know if we're gonna have this one up on iTunes, but we're getting pretty close to being uploaded to iTunes, which means that you'll have pretty easy access to our podcast
Anywhere.
basically anywhere.
That's
And
the
it's
goal.
free. Woo!
Yeah.
Free content.
So hopefully we get that set up by next week, and that'll be exciting.
Yep, totally.
So we have Dan sitting on the couch, Zach sitting on a chair, Brittin, and I'm Scott. Thank you guys so much for listening as always, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Later.
The pharmacy is now closed. It is now closed. It is now closed. It is now closed.